Hello, my name is Stephen Munger, and I drive a 2020 Zero Motorcycles SRS. The reason I decided to go with an electric motorcycle is I've been interested in them for a few years, and I've just been waiting for the price to come down a little bit and the range to go up, and I finally just got tired of waiting. I knew that in 5 or 10 years they'd be where I really wanted them to be and outperforming internal combustion motorcycles. But I just didn't want to wait. Want to be on the cutting edge floor of technology, and I'm just so glad I didn't wait any longer. With all things that are technology based, the fear of buying something too early and it being outdated is a thing. You think about your cell phones and stuff like that, to where depending on when you buy it the next year, it just doesn't even seem to be going good, and there's always a better thing that's out there. One thing I get from people is when they hear I drive an electric motorcycle, they think, oh, it doesn't make any noise, it's silent, and that must be dangerous. And while this bike is nearly silent, it does have you can hear the belt moving, you can hear the motor going a little bit. It's kind of a whine issue. As far as safety, it's actually been, to me, a little bit more safe because I can hear the cars around me, because driving a motorcycle, you're invisible anyway. People aren't looking for you. And what I've told people before is that, a loud exhaust on a motorcycle, it will get some people's attention if they're actually paying attention, but that noise is coming out from behind you. And in a lot of the newer cars and stuff, the cabins are nearly silent too, so they're not really hearing you. So I take the safety factor of the motorcycle not making much noise, the fact that I can hear around, and one of my greatest things about that fact is the fact that I can pull up on a stop sign at a blind intersection. And because my bike is then completely quiet, I can hear that car coming around that blind curve and know not to go yet, and then let it go by and go. So I actually feel that it being quiet is a safety feature, not a hindrance. People ask me about the range of this and has it ever been a problem? And I've heard about range anxiety, a lot of the EV owners will say, and I'm getting over that so much. There are plenty of chargers around where I'm at. The problem is that I have enough range that I don't need to use those chargers at all, really. Most time when I stop for a charge, it's just to do it, just to go, I'm gonna go test out this charger, not because I actually need the charge to get back home. This particular bike, it all depends on how you're riding and stuff, but you're looking at over 100 miles, even going from interstate or mixed driving or city driving up to 161 miles, and depending on the roads, that can be a couple of hours of riding. So as far as worrying about running out of juice while I'm out, or running out of juice and not being able to find a place to charge, has been a non-issue for me. The fun factor for these is it's definitely there. So far I have not missed anything, and in fact a couple weeks ago I got out my other motorcycle that's been sitting for a few months now, took it around the block, got it warmed up and all that, came back and went, yeah, I'm done with this. There's nothing I'm missing at all. Just the fact that I don't have to worry about stopping at a gas station before I go home or stopping at a gas station before I go out. I can just come in, I plug it in overnight, it's ready to go the next morning. I don't have to worry about any of that. The stress level, the moving parts that can go wrong is way down. It's just fun. You get out there and just go. Okay. Like I said, I wasn't sure what was going to be in the video, and I didn't want to repeat myself. I did a little bit, but that definitely got the point across. One more thing, because I know we've got other stuff to do, and I can talk about this bike all day, and that's fine. But one thing I do want to go point across is if you think, and it's just like with the EV cars as well, I know a lot of you all feel the same way, is those people who say that's not for me, if they've not tried it yet, they need to go try it. I mean, you don't know it's for you till you try. And I guarantee you, anyone who rides one of these, And there's not, and you know, this one's a sports tour top. There's some naked street bike versions. There's some cruiser tops. There's scooters. There's lots of different ones, and there's more and more coming out constantly. There's some really exciting ones coming out next year and the year after that I keep up with. But it's one of those things that the fun factor's there. Everything you like about motorcycles is definitely there, depending on what kind you're getting. It's just one of those things you've just got to go try it. Just like everyone said, the video earlier today about the first time in an electric vehicle, you know, you're going to have fun. You're going to enjoy it. You're not going to miss anything. There are a few things. Price is one thing. I feel like I'm saving money. It's going to take a while, but I will be saving money definitely. And then of course the charging infrastructure. I mean, obviously if you're driving, you know, hundreds of miles a day and you're driving out in, you know, the middle of the country, yeah, it might not be for you, but as it's been said plenty of times today, that most people are looking at, you know, somewhere between 25 to 50 miles on their daily commute. And if you've got a place to work where you can plug it in there, then your range is even greater. Unfortunately, I'm not able to plug in at work. That's why I wanted 2 days of riding without a charge, just in case something happens, the power goes off at my house or something. You know, I've got enough time to figure out what I need to do and, you know, have 2 days of all that. But I would just recommend, just like any EVs, go test drive. Definitely. I mean, you will love it. It's just fantastic.
Okay, I guess we need the other video.
Yeah.
Thanks, Stephen.
Thanks, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and also
Hello, my name's Mark Bishop. I'm the owner of this 2007 Vectrix motor scooter. I bought it in 2011 when it was 4 years old. It was originally all electric, but it had a nickel metal hydride battery because that's what was available when they were designing it. And it was problematic. But in 2013 I put lithium iron phosphate batteries in, and they transformed the motorcycle. I mean, it more than doubled the range, and we raised the top speed from 62 to 68 miles per hour, and it's been totally trouble-free for 9 years, and it's no maintenance at all except tires, and you have to wash it once in a while, but not too often because it doesn't have a oil film like gasoline motorcycles do. So it's just been wonderful, and it's got a lot of storage in it, so I use it for grocery shopping, you know, anytime that I can, weather permitting. And it's just a pleasure to ride it around locally. And I've ridden motorcycles my whole life, and I enjoy this thing as good as any motorcycle I've ever had. It's certainly the easiest to own. Electric scooters have traditionally been expensive. This one was $8,900. I bought it used for about $3,200, and it was 4 years old. Had bad batteries, and I spent about $2,900 on batteries. But it's, you know, it seems like it'll run as long as I'm alive. You know, it hasn't deteriorated at all. It's just you know, it's a very durable thing. And of course, it uses 100 kilowatt hours per mile. I mean, 100 watt hours per mile, and that's equivalent to about 300 miles per gallon. So it's extremely inexpensive to operate. So you get some of your money back, you know, because it's basically free to drive. Tires are more expensive than anything else because, you know, it's so cheap. Everything else is so cheap. There's no maintenance of any kind. But so I guess your initial cost is up front when you buy them. And I don't see them getting much cheaper for a while because batteries are in such high demand as car manufacturers are expanding their use of batteries and so on. But eventually batteries will be cheaper, and then they'll be cheaper.
Yeah, the Vectrix, the video that just showed, there was a question about vibration. All these electric bikes without vibration. I mean, you know, there's nothing. They're totally, almost totally silent, and no vibration at all. And it's, you know, it's very good health-wise to have, you know, have something that quiet and so forth. And I would like to say on the Vectrix, it has a different throttle than most of them. It has a coast mode. When you let off the throttle, it coasts. And then if you want to use the regen, you can apply whatever you want by rotating the throttle forward, and you can, you know, progressively increase the regen. I really like that. And that's the only motorcycle I know that has it.
It's really cool. Really cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure where we
Oh,
are.
well, we probably need to go ahead and run the next video because we're running behind schedule because we talk so much.
1, 2, 3, go.
Hi, I'm John Trefford from Powell, Tennessee. I've been riding an e-bike since November 2017 when I had hit a weight of 276 pounds and was feeling that I had to do something about my health. I was diabetic. I had a bad back. So I took a flyer and I invested in this bike. I Googled for bikes for overweight old men with bad backs, and I came up with one vendor. So I decided to invest in this. The beauty of the e-bike is that it gives you some pedal assist, so you can get out on the road and it will meet you where you are. Give you a chance to develop your stamina, get your chance to gradually build up. In Tennessee, we've got lots and lots of hills, so it also lets you tackle hills and want to come back the next day. I wound up losing over 100 pounds. I no longer have a bad back, and I no longer have diabetes. And when I started this journey, I had no conception that diabetes can be reversed. I think a lot of people don't. We tend to focus on medicine. We tend to focus on just keeping it under control. And with this bike, I brought myself down to a high school weight of 165 pounds. And I've been keeping it off ever since. It's just a joy to ride. I use it for errands as well, getting groceries, doing a lot of things that I can do with my bike. So many, many things. So about a year into the journey, my wife decided to join me, and for our 26th wedding anniversary, she got the same bike, and we ride together very often in the hills. I think it needs to get out that we can take control of our health, that the obesity epidemic we have and the hundreds of millions of dollars we spend on diabetes could be easily and sustainably changed if more people would get out and enjoy the beauty of this country and take advantage of an e-bike that lets you do it in a sustainable and enjoyable way.
Thank you, John. I think that's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, that someone made the comment that it's a great health recovery story. Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, that is amazing.
And, you know, the government spends so much on money for health problems such as diabetes. You know, if they promoted or incentivize e-bikes, you know, they could probably save a ton of money because it's such a healthy thing to do, and it's, you know, so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, I realize this webinar is about motorcycles and bicycles and things like that, but, you know, get that message out there too, that, you know what, type 2 diabetes is totally reversible. You know, that's amazing. That's awesome. I was watching something on the Fully Charged YouTube channel. If y'all aren't familiar with that, make sure to check in on that. And there was a whole thing on there just about e-bikes. And, you know, they were talking about just the explosion in popularity of e-bikes and how it's affecting people's health, because it's people that thought, I can't ride a bike. I can't get up this hill that's near my house. But now with an e-bike, they can. And, you know, an e-bike, like bicycle, you still have to pedal. You still have to use your legs. It's not a motorcycle. So you still have to actually exert yourself.
It just makes the world flatter.
Yeah.
Every place, Colorado is, all of a sudden it's flat.
Right.
Electric.
Right. And so, yeah, you can absolutely do stuff you didn't think that you could before. And so, yeah, it's fantastic. Absolutely.
Being on two wheels is exhilarating anyway. You know, that the e-bikes expose a lot more of the world to two wheels. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a question that came up. Do we charge them in our apartment at 240 volt standard wall plugs? Absolutely. You know, it's interesting. Every electric vehicle, from a Tesla to a motorcycle to an e-bike, can be charged up by plugging into, you know, a standard 110 outlet, just like you're plugging in a lamp. The only thing is, it's just going to take a long, long time to charge it up if it's a huge battery.
Yeah, for my bike, for instance, my Vectrix, at the 110 volt level charges in 15 miles an hour. So if you drove at 30 miles that day, it would take two hours to get a charge. And I think Jake's is a little faster than that. I'm not sure, you know, it's probably 20 or 30 miles per hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
It kind of varies.
We got two types of e-bikes, I guess three that we're talking about today. We've got the full motorcycles. We've got the smaller scooters, I guess, is what yours was.
Yeah,
It's classified as a scooter.
Yeah.
You know, and then an e-bicycle.
I'll tell you one thing. It may be called a scooter, but that thing is quick.
It's
It is
fun.
just quick. It's nice.
If you're on two wheels, it's fun. I mean, it's all good.
Mhm.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I guess, how are we doing on our time here? See, we'll probably need to do the next video so we don't run out of time.
Oh yeah.
Cities are offering electric scooters, which as you can see are a blast to drive. Hi, I'm Eric Cardwell, president of the Knoxville Electric Vehicle Association. I'm here to demonstrate the Link scooter, which our city is offering for its residents to take out in downtown Knoxville. So all you gotta do is walk up and scan this scooter with your phone. There's a nice QR code right here. Take it out, zoom around. It's about $1 to start it and 35 cents a minute. Can't have fun any cheaper than that. So I live right downtown. I come out my front door and I hop on an electric scooter and I go meet up with my friends. I do whatever else I need to do that day, and it's clean, it's fun, and it's a blast. So all you have to do to check one of these scooters out is download their app on your cell phone. You put in your credit card and then you hit scan QR code, which is right here on the top of the scooter. Once you do that, it'll unlock it, remind you to be safe on your trip, and that's all you gotta do. So the scooter company was actually quick to respond to the COVID-19 outbreak by implementing a sanitation protocol. So whenever you go to check out a scooter, this ring right here will glow green, saying that it's clean and ready for you to take out. Then when you finish your ride, this will actually turn red, and it'll stay red until one of their team members come by to clean it in a 4-step cleaning process so that you know it's sanitized whenever you take it out. Download the app today and you'll have as much fun as I'm having.
All right, we're back. Okay, so that's actually confusing because that thing was called a scooter, and what you've got is called a scooter,
Yeah.
and they're very different animals.
They are.
Oh my goodness. That is, I mean, they are. It's just crazy.
Yeah, the name scooter covers a wide range of bikes, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, we've
Hey,
got,
hey Marty, do we
Yeah,
have
man.
any more videos, or are we through with the videos?
we're through with the videos. This webinar is going to end at 3 o'clock, so we've got about 5 minutes left. I also just wanted to open it up to anybody who's watching. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Jake.
Oh, I was going to say that, you know, the thing is that we have stuff in the QA and there's stuff in the chat. And I know the chat, you actually have to scroll up. That's been an issue today. The issue is I can't really look at it when I'm on my phone because I was wanting to do that here with the bike because if I do it through there, it cuts out the audio. So I was going to say that make sure that if you're looking in the chat to go up, Maple has been asking what kind the blue one is, and that'd be Mark's Vectrix. I know that was one thing in the chat I saw pop up, but like I can't go back and look at it, so I was just going to say, before we get to the Q&As and to the chat as well, if someone can man that for me.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we were looking at the chat there too. Thanks for bringing that up. And also on the Q&A, the only question that came up on the Q&A is about the vibration of the bikes. And Mark talked about that. And yeah, I think you did too, just about, how much more enjoyable the riding experience is, just being electric, which is true for everything that's electric.
Yeah. Well, it goes both ways. A really smooth road, you notice. If a road's not very good, you feel everything because the vibration of the bike isn't kind of covering up the roughness of the road. It's so smooth that you're feeling every little dip and bump in the road. So it kind of works both ways of it being no vibration and the sound and everything is that you really feel more part of the road when you're riding around.
I'll throw this out. Jake, have you seen the Long Way Up with Ewan McGregor?
We've watched Long Way Around, Long Way Down, and we're waiting to see Long Way Up. The only thing is I don't subscribe to Apple TV yet.
They've got a free 7-day trial, so you can sign up, watch it, and then cancel. So.
Yeah, well, what we're going to do is we're going to wait till we actually had time to sit down and do it, so we're not just paying a subscription for something we're not going to watch until we have time. But yeah, definitely. I think I saw it flash up real quick. I might have missed something else about touring.
Yeah.
The thing with bikes is like this one isn't great for touring just because it does the AC charging, the level 1 plug in the wall, or level 2, the J172. Just stock from the thing, you can get it a 3 kilowatt, a 6 kilowatt hour, or you can add up to a 9 or 12. And that'll get you down to about an hour. So you can do some long range. I don't think you'll be doing an iron butt challenge very easily. But there are other motorcycles, including the Harley-Davidson Livewire, it would be one, and the Energica or the Energica, depending on where you're at, how it's pronounced, they have DC fast charging on those. So you're looking at like 15, 20 minutes charging or less. So yes, you can definitely do some long range on those. I did not opt for those because it's the DC fast charging. I see it getting better and around and all that, but those bikes were more expensive, and being able to just plug in. And the J172 is so plentiful that if I did need to have it, I can have those. But yeah, there are different options. That's another thing. There's so much to know about e-motorcycles. Believe me, I've researched for months before I decided on this bike. And in fact, this bike wasn't the bike I was going to get. It changed because this is a brand new bike they announced in late February. And before February, I was determined on a different one. But when they announced this one with the fairing, that can get up to, they claim 13%. Individual users have said it's more like 27% extended range while tucking behind the fairing. And it's got a larger passenger seat. And since my wife loves the ride, that was a definitely thing to where it had a bigger passenger seat, more comfortable. The bars are higher on this one, and the foot pegs are lower, so it's a more comfortable ergonomics. So that's why I ended up ultimately deciding on the SRS. I love Zeros, but there are different brands, and there are other great brands, and just depending on what you're wanting to use it for, that's the whole thing. Is I think what was said earlier is not everyone can afford a Tesla, not everyone needs a Tesla. The other brands, if they fit what you need them for, get what you need for. Don't just get the most expensive if you don't need what the features it has.
There's a question about what brands have touring options.
He was talking about that.
Yeah, the Zero.
Yeah.
Is the one that I know of.
Yeah, I mean, about the closest to Zero for touring is you can put, they do have the saddlebags and a top case for those. I did not opt in for that one. It was just a little too cramped for my wife. We test drove one that had one. But yeah, the bikes are getting better and better. I think probably you'd want to look into a DC fast charging, and Zero definitely can be doing that anytime now. It's just, the thing with the motorcycle is you do have your battery space is limited on a motorcycle. It's not like a car where you can have the whole entire floorboard with a battery, or the trunk space, or the front space, the front trunk. You are limited there. So as better technology gets better, there's a great motorcycle if y'all want to look into it called a Damon motorcycle. It's claiming some pretty impressive things. They're coming 200 miles an hour, 200 horsepower, and 200 miles range, and I think it's an interstate. I personally don't believe it, but it is a 2021 bike. They're sold out for 2021. 2022 pre-orders are open. That's one that I might, it might be something I get down the road, but right now this bike, it checks all the boxes for me. It's 5-year warranty on it. Just for stats for this guy, it's 140 foot-pounds of torque, 109 horsepower. It outperforms a lot of just regular street bikes as far as horsepower and torque. And torque's where the fun's at. It's 0 to 60 in about 3.3 seconds. I think a lot of that has to do with the traction control. It keeps the wheels on the ground. The Harley Livewire, it's 3 seconds flat, 0 to 60 for it. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah, we could talk about this all day.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on and sharing your story.